Morning all, me again. It is, I just looked it up, hang on. Sunday the 23rd of June, it's about 11:15 in the morning. This is Rowhedge. Rowhedge, voice. I used to talking to people, see. This is where I got to last time. That was about a month and a bit ago. My feet have healed since. And I'm back with a small bag. Yeah, you see. I've taken a week and got a hotel. I decided to have a go at it luxury style this time after my bad feet defeat. I don't know what it was, the bag was too heavy, or I was too soft, or I'm just not very good at this, I don't know, whatever. But for whatever reason, I abandoned my 6-day attempt at Clacton-on-Sea from here last time. 2 days to go. I've got the maps, here we go. So I am here, Rowhedge. There's all Mersey Island and all that nonsense from last time. So today, when I get to Brightlingsea, I've parked the car there. I did a ridiculous double bus journey. One bus which I've missed. So I've already done a 3-mile warm-up leg from the centre of Colchester. I don't know, this stuff keeps happening to me, but I soldier on anyway, that's the key. So today I parked the car there, and I've got to get back to it. And then, once I get to the car, I drive to Walton-on-the-Naze, where my hotel is, for 5 nights. So I'm doing a 4-day trip today. Well, not today, this week, obviously. And it's a sort of 2 days of catch-up, really. From Rowhedge to Brightlingsea, it's about 15 miles, 14, 13, something like that. Brightlingsea tomorrow, through and all the way up here and then back, and then round to Clacton, which is on the next sheet, which is here. Then the day after that, Clacton, all the way up to Kirkby-le-Soken, I think. Kirkby-le-Soken, possibly. And my hotel's like here somewhere, so that's good. And then the 4th day will be from Kirkby-le-Soken to Harwich, all the way up this coast here. Finally making a bit of progress up the coast a bit. And then there's really nonsense to do next time, not worrying about that at the moment. So yeah, 2 days of catch up and then 2 new days of progress. And yeah, see, I thought, well, why not do what other people do who aren't quite as masochistic as myself, and perhaps not as not as fit as myself, I was going to say, but it turns out I'm not that fit at all after all. So the idea is that I've got a hotel in Walton-on-the-Naze for 5 nights. I'm using that as a base of operations to do essentially day trips like I did last summer, only I don't have like a 3-hour each way drive to home. Funny story about that, I'll tell you later. But all my luggage and stuff is all at Walton-on-the-Naze, and that's going to lend a different character to the trip. No really heavy bag, it's my day bag. It's about 5 kilos, if that, including 2 litres of water. No huge backpack, so that should be easier on the feet. I'm going to be doing roughly the same distance as I did on the 4 days on the previous trip, and I'm going to see what sort of state I'm in at the end. And I'm basically doing science. I'll be able to tell whether it's the backpack and the camping that's the problem, or something more fundamental to my physiology and general lack of ability. So that's the plan. 4 days of relatively short as 15, I think 7, so 13 today, 17, 13 today plus the additional 3 because I missed the bus. 16 today, 17 tomorrow, I think about 15 day after that and another 15, so nothing hugely strenuous, particularly with the no heavy bag as well, and no grubbing around looking for a tent site every evening. So yeah, and I'm just going to see, can I still do 4 back-to-back days of that kind of distance, even without all these other handicaps? And if I can't, if there's problems before the end of this trip, then I'm going to have to seriously rethink a lot of things. But, nothing in my rules say how I have to spend the night, or how I have to get to the beginning and the end of each day's leg. So yeah, just going to keep on trying to make a bit more progress. Well, I'm still in the land of Essex, land of rivers, where time and space work differently, it seems. I need to be over there today. I've seen people wandering along the top of that hedge, it goes around the corner. So I need to go that way about 3 miles, and then back 3 miles, and then some more that way as well. So yes, it's going to be about 20 degrees today. No rain forecast at all for this week. It's going to be quite nice. Quite hot, but because I'm not having to worry about camping or super heavy weights, then I don't necessarily need to worry about the climate so much. I can actually, that's the main reason I do a week in May and a week in September, is because those are the optimum times for camping out in the wilds, you see. Not too hot, not too cold. Weather's, hit and miss anyway, but I'm not going to freeze or bake to death. So, but for actual just day tripping, when I can just go home at the end of it, or get into a car with a heater on and a towel or whatever, I can do any time of the year, and that opens up a lot more, because I actually get 6 weeks holiday a year at my current job. which is nice. Some of it's long service bonuses, you know, but obviously I don't necessarily need to do 6 weeks of this every year, but I could do as many as 4. I could double my progress and not have to worry about, you know, the day trippy nonsense or the camping nonsense. Somewhere in between there is another kind of nonsense. It's an expensive kind of nonsense. I think it's about £80 a night, that hotel, so 80 or £90 a night, which is fairly average for the area at this time of year. So, you know, I can bear in mind I'm more used to spending nothing and sleeping in a hedge. That's quite a lot more, but it's what other people do. And if it means that I can actually get on and get stuff done, then why not? And also, it is sort of supposed to be a holiday as well. I expect to be done by about 4 or 5 in the afternoon for each of these days. And the sun sets at around, well, it's not fully completely dark until about 11:30. The sun sets at like 9 or 10 or something stupid. So I'm going to have quite a lot of day not hiking, so I shall be trying to have an actual little bit of a mini holiday as well. So anyway, that's all the plan. I need to get on with it, get moving. Speak to you more soon. Off we go. So that's Colchester up in the distance there, famous Roman town. Lots of old castles and things. I've been through there today already on buses and things. We're not going to be going that far into Colchester. We're going to an outer suburb called Hythe, where there's a bridge, and we're just going to cross and come straight back down the other side. So won't be seeing much of Colchester today, but that's fine because I've seen enough of it already. Honestly, I stood there at the bus stop. I was there on time. I raised my hand, perhaps not emphatically enough, and the bus driver, who looked like he was looking in his mirror at another bus that was right up his arse, seems as though he just sort of sailed on past the stop. I was furious for about 1/8 of a second or something, and then I just shrugged and thought, all right, well, I guess I have to walk to Rowhedge then. And here we are. That is Rowhedge. So yeah, I got to there like in the morning, mid-morning, day 4, or was it day 5? I don't know, lost track a bit. And I still had 2 days basically to go, so it wasn't great. But yes, I guess if you've got this far in the series, you'll have seen my belly aching and complaining. That's Rowhedge over there, just on the other side of the river, which I'll need to get back to, and then beyond into Brightlingsea, further down. But yeah, it's glorious. I mean, it's nice that I can do the summer day tripping still, because it is lovely being out in midsummer. I mean, yeah, obviously the temperature can be a bit of a challenge, but the countryside's glorious this time of year. And usually if I go mid-spring and then again in sort of early autumn, I'll miss the peak a bit. But then I loved all that day tripping I was doing up and down the Thames last year, and I thought, well, yeah, how can we still do that? That was okay because it was only like 2 hours each way travel, but yeah. Anyway, so my funny story. Okay, so yes, Saturday I got up. I got up had a little bit of a lie-in, had a leisurely lunch, packed my stuff, and thought, okay, I can leave after lunch for a casual drive down to Essex from where I live, involving the M25 at its finest. And I think it's about 150 miles. It takes about 3 hours. Of course, it took about 4 hours in the end, 3.5 hours, what with all the traffic. I mean, there was, in addition to just roadworks, which I think was about a third of my entire journey was taking place through a average speed limit 40-mile-an-hour set of cones, you know, on various different motorways. They seem to do it all this time of year. I don't know why, longer days perhaps. But yeah, and then someone broke down as well, which didn't help, you know. And of course, when someone breaks down in a hot summer motorway crawling at like 2 miles an hour, other people break down because their cars can't cope with that and got enough coolant and so on, so it all sort of escalates somewhat. Anyway, so getting on for about 4:30 or so, I'm making a good time along the A12 up past Colchester, just over there, most of the way, nearly there. And just about in time to, you know, the time I said I'd arrive at the hotel to pick up the keys and stuff, check in. It looked like it was on schedule for the later end of the window I suggested. And I got out past Colchester, and then just this nagging subconscious thing suddenly leapt out of my brain and into my forebrain and go, did you pack your hiking boots? So yeah, I mean, my hiking boots are quite specialised actually, because I have very large feet. I am a size 13, and a number of previous trips I've had black toenails drop off because the pointy bits of the shoes have been too narrow. So I finally found a decent pair of boots, which are 13 wides. These are Merrells. You know, the brand's not important. The fact is that the point is I have to order them online specially. You can't just go into a shoe shop or Go Outdoors or a Blacks or whatever, because they don't have much in the way of 12s at all, let alone wides or 13 wides. Anyway, so not something I could have just popped out on Sunday morning to pick up a new pair before I head on out. So I did go to the hotel, pick up my keys, immediately check what time I can get into the room late at night, and then immediately turned around and drove home again. Another 3 hours. Picked up my boots, a few other sundries I'd forgotten also, and then drove back to Walton-on-Naze again. So I did the journey 3 times on Saturday instead of the one which is traditional. Walton-on-Naze, so good I went there twice. So I spent about 9 hours driving, all in all. 9-10 hours I suppose. Wasn't quite 3, it was a bit longer with roadworks, with a few bog stops here and there. Quite a lot of Coke Zero, and yeah, slept very well last night. Actually, that's a lie. I mean, the room I'm in, the window doesn't properly close. They've got little plastic wedges in so that you can't close it properly, and the traffic outside does tend to startle me in the middle of the night, because subconsciously I still believe that I'm in a hedge and trespassing or something. Anyway, so yes, it's all been quite a day so far, and I haven't even started at that point. But it's good in a way, because it's a dry run for somewhere like Berwick-on-Tweed. I mean, it's basically 450 miles, which is what I ended up doing all in, there and back and there again. I don't think there's anywhere that's more than 450 miles away from my house on the England coast path. So I think that's probably a good practice dry run for just going somewhere much further away once, if you see what I mean. All that silver linings. Anyway, so already I'm starting to think that the theme of this particular trip is I'm not very good at this. But we'll see. And then this morning, yes, I've missed a bus connection on my route between the car drop-off and the start of the walk, so I'm already behind schedule. Although my schedule is very, very relaxed today, because I don't have a 3-hour drive home from here at the end of the day, which is nice. Or work tomorrow, which is also nice, taking the week off. So I can basically doodle along here at any old speed I like, to be honest. I've done 3, but the actual hike's 13 miles, so 16 in total. And sunset's at 9 or 10, whatever. So I'm not too worried, but yeah, if that's the pattern that's already been set for this trip, I think we're in for a good one, chaps. Got some tower blocks over there. I think that's Exeter University, Colchester campus. We go past it on the bus on the other side coming out. Somewhere in that direction. We might or may not pass it, I don't know. So a bit further inland, I think. Somewhere over there anyway. Quite a modern place, large dorm blocks and stuff. Open plan, lawns and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, bike coming up behind. Let's put the phone away. Speak to you again soon. Don't work out what those are. I don't think that's the university. Yeah, I think I called it Exeter University earlier. It's clearly Essex University. Similar word-shaped sounds. Quite hot today, that's my defence. Brain not functioning ideally. I don't know, I don't think that's the university. I think the university was that way. I don't know. Trying to worry about these things too much. So yeah, we'll be coming up to Hythe, which I think is largely industrial parks and scrap metal yards and those fantastic spiky aluminium fences, which I haven't seen a lot of lately. I'm beginning to miss them. And somewhere over there will be a bridge. Might stop and get a lemonade and a bag of crisps if I find a suitable place. I'll say, really not against the clock today. All day parking. I think it was free. It was on the side of the road near a recreation ground. Didn't seem to have a "we will tow your car away after 2 hours" sign. So it's nice to have the car with me. It gets lonely when I leave it behind. Although after yesterday, perhaps some time apart would be good for us. There we go. Press pause for more information. Lots of wildlife around. No sign of any adders on this sign, which is good. Don't doubt there aren't some in there though, minding their own business. Dragonflies and damselflies. I've seen a lot of those actually flitting about. Great big turquoise wings and distinct body. Unfortunately, they do flit quite fast, so I really doubt I'm going to be able to catch any on camera. But I'll give it a go if I see a sluggish one. Yeah, it's just a beautiful summer's day. It's 23rd day, so that was 2 days ago was the longest day, solstice and so on. Of course, mostly everyone's just talking about Just Stop Oil, orange powder bombing the ancient stones. A lot of people were going, oh, what the ancient stones done to use oil, but I don't think that's really the point. The point is that you're talking about it at all, and so are we even, right now. So that worked, I suppose. But yes, solstice, druids, all that. I'll say on my seemingly endless odyssey yesterday, I pitched back into walking on the Naze the last time around 11:30, and I could still see a faint band of colours on the western horizon. Astonishing. Good. Yeah, hotel's quite nice for you. I mean, I'm facing inward, but you know, you can't have everything. But I'll show you that. We'll walk past it. It's right on the seafront, so not today or tomorrow, but day after that probably. I'll be able to show you where I'm staying. But yeah, I mean, it's a holiday, certainly. I'm trying to make it a holiday, but I mean, I'm still trying to get 60 miles under my belt as well, so. Well, there we go. So there, yeah, all that white stuff over there, that's the University of Essex, not Exeter, campus. Colchester campus. A lot of quite swanky modern looking stuff that looked like it was on a bit of a floodplain to me, but I'm no architect. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, this looks like I'm looking at more civilised. Tarmac. Bit of long-term mooring there. And yay! Slightly aluminium fence. If I had to sum up the southeast of England in one image, I think it would be this. A lot of it about. Good, right, I think I see the bridge glimmering in the distance there, cars flickering across it. So not far to go now, and then we're back down the other side, where that cyclist is, presumably. Basically exactly the same views and nothing new to talk about. Sure, I think of something. A lightship. They don't really use them anymore in the age of satellites. This is some sort of sea cadet training thing. A lot of these boats have been here a very long time, and I doubt if any of them are actually navigable anymore. Some of them even have postcodes stenciled on them, which, you know, imply a very permanent residency. Huge piles of firewood and things up, flower beds and things on the quay next to them. Permit parking as well, so I guess they're allowed to be there. And how the whole situation comes in it. Do you buy them? Are they just like normal houses? Or is it like marine salvage rights? Someone just found them. Anyway, bridge up ahead. Keep on going, doing well today. Considering the bonus 3 knots I've already had to do. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Yeah, on the bridge. Yeah, the whole thing has the look of a gentrification project that didn't quite pan out. Carries on over there as well. A lot of stuff underneath which probably should have been restaurants, but looks like a play school or something. Daycare nursery. No. Right, this side and back down. Here we go. This is the River Colne, by the way, C-O-L-N-E. I don't think I've crossed one of those yet. The number of Stowers I've crossed. There's another one to come up. And Avons as well. I mean, this is Hythe. I've been to Hythe already, near Southampton, on the other side of the water. A little more originality, people. Serial numbering or something. Ducks. Very well camouflaged. Mostly. Yeah. Getting more of this on the other side. This hasn't been weeded in a while. I'll just build it and then bugger off. It's maintenance. Right, I think this is me. Basically back the way we came. Pretty much bend for bend. The railway passes quite close on the left as well, so we'll have to watch out for that. Noisy, I expect. See why there was a diversion there now. We'll see how that actually collapsed it. Washed out by the outflow next to it, perhaps. Who knows? There's scum on the surface, lovely. This is all still tidal. I mean, this is a seawall still, you know, all the way up to that bridge. Tidal, coming in by the looks of it. It's going that way. But yeah, don't think we're going to see the end of these for a long time. And then, even when we do, I think what we'll start to see is just eroding dune fields that are swallowing villages. the whole east coast of the country has this problem. It's not just a Thames estuary thing or a London thing. Pretty much sea defences all the way up, except where they've decided to just let it go. Learn the lesson of Canute. Can't stop it all, just don't have the money. So they have to try and stop important bits instead going. So means occasionally little villages in the middle of the sea, bungalows vanishing into the sea, grumpy owners, compo face. Well, yeah, what can you do? Oh. Oh, having quite a moment here. It's lovely. Glittering blue river, green reed beds, blue sky, distant pastel houses. It's Rowhedge again. Whisper of grass. There's a nice breeze. That's just about keeping me alive today. Had to ditch the undershirt, but it's ironic because I probably should have kept that and lost the shirt really, because the undershirt's made of wool, which really does, it's merino, which really does keep the sweat off your skin, but does keep you warm as well, which is a problem. So a bit of a vicious cycle. A lot of bikes along here. Seeing them up and down all day. Usually hear them coming. Oh yeah, most of them using bells, which is great. The reason I keep bitching about bikes on these videos is because they're just sudden, so sudden. They move about 20 miles an hour and suddenly they're in your personal space and then they're out of it and gone again, you know, and that's quite startling, quite intimidating, I find. But a lot of them are using bells. And to be honest, I can't think of a less aggressive noise than a bicycle bell. Ding! You know, and you hear that, you look around, you step to one side. They don't even need to give a cheery thank you, although that's what most of the they do. And that's good. I can cohabit with that kind of consideration. Just the sort of sudden ninjas types that come whispering past and then are gone, you know. Fine, they were in total control of the situation, but you know, heads up would have been nice. Still, there we go. So that's Rowhedge ahead. I'm hoping to find a pub there for a lemonade and some crisps. Just break the day up a bit. I'd say plenty of time, no rush. Got lots of water as well, but it's nice to have a sit and ruminate for a bit as well. Such a nice day. Oh, there we go. So there's the park where I started. It's about an hour and a half ago. There used to be a word for the feeling you get when you've spent an hour and a half to travel 100 metres. I can't think like that because if one day, if I'm lucky and patient, I'm going to end up walking into Minehead from the east along the shorefront promenade. I'm going to feel pretty flipping stupid then. Spent like, you know, 15-20 years to walk 4,000 miles. I don't know, can't think like that. Anyway, heading on the left is probably Rowhedge, and you can see some of the houses of it there. I'm hoping they got similar delightful waterfront pubs as the ones I abandoned on the other side. They weren't open when I got there. Sad face. So anyway, follow it round, see what Rowhedge's got, and then lands anew. A river I haven't seen yet much of, because as you'll recall, I came into Rowhedge from sort of an inland detour cut because I'd kind of lost patience with it a bit and I'd chopped a small amount of coast path off, which I do feel bad about, but hey ho. Just think of all the extra inland river mileage I've added instead. That looks promising. Ticker tape bunting. Should be a pub somewhere up ahead too. Actually, we'll definitely stop it. It's lovely. Good day. Right. Check me out, being personable and everything. Can't get over how pretty this all is. Probably some rotting ex-whaling port until about 20 years ago. Looks very new, very clean and modern. Bright. It's nice. No pub though. There's one further round. Yeah, on the move again. And Yeah, high tide, very high tide. It's coming in off the sea basically. Sign over here. Today's high tide, 2:05, so that's got about another half an hour. Spring tide, yes. Would it float possibly? Okay. Yeah, now I think about it, it was a full moon last night. So I was making my final approach to Walton-on-Sea. Saw it rising up out of the sea, orange thing, full circle. So yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that as we progress. I mean, mostly it's going to be on seawall defences, but still, in the next half an hour it'll be one of the highest tides of the year. I should try planning sometime, you know. Okay, on my way out through Ivanhoe now and beyond. This is interesting. The Colne River Tidal Barrier. Didn't see this last time because we were all off inland the other side on there, trying to avoid the fingering hoe firing ranges, MOD stuff. If that's open or closed? I'd say it is open. I think it's closed actually, even though water level does look higher. Yeah, I think that's probably closed at the moment. I don't know though. Does that look like it's flooding? That should not be flooding. If it's closed and it's still coming in and going up. I'm quite confused. Maybe it's not closed. Hard to tell. Maybe we'll get a better angle from down there. You can hear toots going on, some sort of sailing race. It's a bit of a cluttered area to be doing sailing, racing. But yeah, we need to cut down here and follow all the way through and along, I think. Oh yeah, I can see on top of the sea defences over there. Gosh, I hope the sea defences are high enough. It's the imminent spring tide. It's not spring tide, it's summer, it's June. Summer tide? Oh, whatever. High tide anyway. Very, very high tide. Seasonal high tide thing. I guess they just call it a spring tide, even though it happens other times of year, because it's to do with the moon, really, not the earth. I'll have to ask. Right, this way. Not much now until Brightlingsea, and we've got a big creek to detour inland from around as well, so we'll have to deal with that. Let's do it. Nice winds come up now. I've got the river estuary open to the incoming wind. It's a large amount of flat space to come through. It's good. It's keeping me nice and cool. I had 2 pints of lemonade and 2 packets of crisps, and I didn't share them with anyone, so I'm good. Mind you, I still have got a litre and a half of water still in the bag, so it's all good. Seen that a lot on the news lately. Browsing in the pub there. Still looking for some chap in Tenerife, 19-year-old lad who went off after a night's clubbing and then got lost in the mountains. Apparently his last phone call said he's lost and he hasn't got any water, so they're still looking for him, but I don't know. By the time you watch this on YouTube, I think things may have been resolved. It seems to be happening a lot lately. That Michael Mosley fella, BBC health doctor, reporter, correspondent, scientist type, famous for challenging common assumptions about medical stuff and healthcare and so on. Quite good. Yeah, he fell badly on a holiday on a Greek island, scrambling down a mountain. Didn't find him for a couple of days. Be careful. Prepare. Think ahead. Take the stuff. Maps, compasses and so on. I mean, this is my just throw it on my back and stroll about bag, and that's still got 2 litres of water, merino wool underlayer, waterproof trousers, galoshes, gaiters, I keep calling them galoshes, no, gaiters, those things. Spare bootlaces, small first aid kit, map, compass, what else? Suntan lotion, spare microphone in case this one breaks, because they do. And that's all in I'll just throw it on my back and go for a stroll bag, you know. Worth thinking about it, worth putting a few useful things together in a pack. It's not exactly a go bag, but it's the minimum I think I'd need for this kind of thing. And this is just basically walking between villages on the England coast. Bad things can happen if they're the unprepared. Bad things can happen to everyone, but preparing helps. Preparing helps mitigate, ameliorate, something like that. Oh, I'm preaching again. Look how high this tide is. still got another 15 minutes. It's not going to climb a great deal higher or something, but yeah, this is a peak tide, this, because of the moon and all that. So we're going to go follow this long round to the end, over there, by the end of the woods. And we get to play another game of my increasing series of here's where I would have camped if it hadn't all gone wrong. I'll show you the spot I had and we can have a look and see if it would have worked or not. Then we have to go inland a fair bit, a mile or two, and then back out again. And then I think round the far end of the visible, the stuff you can see there, is Brightlingsea, I think. I think we're looking at the back end of Mersey Island at the centre distance there. I think beyond that is the sea, so I think we will see the sea today, and then we will see nothing but the sea for the rest of the trip, because it's all proper coast, proper North Sea coast stuff. Once we get round the end past Point Clear onto Jaywick. Oh, Bench of the Dead. Quite an elaborate Baroque one, I like the styling. Doesn't look very comfortable to sit on. Is this hostile architecture they talk about? A member of John Cole, 1910 to 1991, who sailed these waters for 50 years. Wow, did no one show him where the port was? Oh, I'm being facetious, I know what he means. Oh, and two little love padlocks there. Oh, they actually padlock of the dead, is it? No, it just says made in China. Okay, sometimes people engrave them with, like, you know, so and such forever. But not those. Okay, fine. Maybe it's just a bicycle was stolen from there recently. Oh, jet skis. Actually, it's all quite windy and choppy anyway, so they're not really ruining my tranquility at the moment. That's good. Yeah, let's crack on. Not much of a sea defence. Yeah, it's about 15 minutes still. Very high tide. Yeah. Just have these oaks. These oaks that managed to just dig into the riverside and still managed to live. I mean, I'm fairly sure that's salt water, there's kelp in it. So that's going to be poisoning to the oak. The oak's roots are stretching out under there probably to survive. And filtered water, that's rainwater and just groundwater that's been filtered through the soil. Pretty sure it's not getting anything useful out of the river. The lower branches are dead. Healthy though. Binding this whole bank together. I wonder if coastal defences might be better served by tree planting than, you know, just trying to put concrete blocks all over the place. Bind it all together, stops it eroding out maybe. That's probably a combination of both is the real answer. A bit of a woodland path along here. I hear various birdies, but clomping along too noisily to see much. Dog roses. Desperately trying to make it look like I know what I'm doing and belong out here. I think that's a tree, could be. Massive wooden mast of some sort. Yeah, so just past the little junction, but that there is the Alresford Railway Pier. Used to be in a ye olde time steam railway or something along there, Dr. Beeching Cuts or something. Would have been a pier, probably not necessarily a bridge though. But all along the top of there I think probably would have been suitable. That would have been my plan. Somewhere around here, although I have seen quite a few spots just off to the right hand side of the path so far that would have done just as well along here since Wivenhoe, including one that was occupied. Like 3 tents in a circle around a big old burnt out fire pit. Not exactly leave no trace if you ask me, but there you go. Didn't want to film it, it's not my business, but oh, there we go, that guy's going along to the end there. Presumably somewhere along there there'd be enough big enough spot to put a tent. Not sure I would have wanted to put it down in there though, because yeah, quite boggy, very high tide at the moment. Wouldn't have been back then, well it might have been, it was about a month and a half ago, who knows what the moon was up to back then, but yeah, this would have been the end of that day from Rowhedge. So yeah, I had quite a bit more to do that day and probably wouldn't have made it with those feet. Quite swollen and blistery. I was hobbling around the flat for a few days after that, I can tell you, driving to work and such like. But, anyway, so this then would have been the beginning of day 5, heading this way. And off we go. So we're going to need to cut inland and eventually end up over there. Because this is a creek. So we'll do that. So we end up over there. Can't get over what a fantastically lovely summer's day this is. Glad I'm here, glad I'm out today. Some old nautical paraphernalia. Victorian industrial stuff, maybe. And there's some kind of sand quarry up there. Oh yeah, there's additional pylons. That must have been a sort of little bucket chain cable car type of thing. Pylons still there. Gone out to the jetty that is now no longer used. Long supplanted by lorries, I expect. Yeah. Noisy bird. Oh dear. Not in zoom mode. It's moving too fast anyway. This is lovely. I like these estuaries at high tide, they're quite pleasant. Quite a different story at low tide. Grim, sucky mud everywhere. Alsford Creek. Ah, Ford. Tidal. Of course, I've turned up at precisely the wrong time in this particular 6 months to actually make use of that. It's fine, I'll go inland, it's not a big deal. Doesn't look that far up anyway. 2 or 3 miles extra. Yeah, good luck with your bikes, mate. It's salt, you know that, don't you? Gonna rust things. But yes, you go between those wooden posts and presumably the wooden posts over there. When it's very low tide, perhaps it's doable, but I think it's probably going to be a bit too muddy even at low tide, to be honest. Unless you've got some super 4x4 with the snorkel thing and everything. No, going round. Yeah, back to this, is it? I was just remarking about how well the path was all happening today. And oh, there is at least a path here. It's not just long grass on top of the mound. So adopt my best adder scaring gait. What's that? Comma? Ammonia? No. I don't know. A brand or another. Probably safe. Yeah, so the paths have been pretty good up to this point. Now we're back to this kind of more familiar Essex coastal wilderness milieu. It's alright. I think once we get to Brightlingsea and beyond and to Clacton, it's going to be seaside promenades for a day and a half. Ooh. No, I'm never going to find it again. Dragonfly. Zippy blue body. Quite startling. Stands out quite a lot. I don't know how that helps them evolutionarily. Being really startlingly easy to spot wouldn't help you're a prey or a predator, I shouldn't think. But yes. Yeah, no ECP signs at all today so far, but yeah, up to this point, the path's been pretty good. But this'll do, I can do it. And on the other side, join back up on the main riverbank. I don't know, let's see. All gets a little bit marginal beyond Wivenhoe, so that's why I was planning on camping out here. Different types of day out need different types of planning, you see. For a day trip like this, you want to go from big busy hub to big busy hub with transport linkages and parking. Whereas with the big backpack and the tent, you want to be going from middle of nowhere through big hub to middle of nowhere. Different kind of thing. Oh, butterflies. Oh, that's good. I haven't seen many of them this year. Thought they were on the verge of extinction or something. Climate had done them in. Right, I'm just going to head down and trudge, I think. Around the corner and up a bit. Come back along that side somehow. Although I'm not sure there's an actual path is directly on that side. I'll have to see. Do a bit of route finding once we get there. This is probably this kind of thing is why this section of the ECP is not open yet. Certainly a lot of existing paths are in place, but there's no signage for ECP and some of it's a bit marginal. Yeah. Grove of dead trees. What happened there? Seems a shame. I think they look quite magical with the the ring shape there, with the oaks towering away at the oak. The branches have a twisty look like oak. Shame. Yeah. This goes much further inland than I was hoping. It's all good, all part of the experience. Yeah, this tree was too nice not to have a sit down under. So I'm doing that, having a bit of a rest. There's a road over there. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated on the far side. There's no matching path on the opposite bank. I need to go inland a bit and then rejoin it at the other side of the ford. So we'll do that when we get there. But for now, 10-minute rests. Vineyard. Not something you see it, well, I don't know, increasingly seeing in the UK, but I don't know. I didn't know Essex was famous for wine, but perhaps it will be in the future. Maybe this is all expansion, exploratory test stuff. I mean, you know what, with climate changing and everything, perhaps this is going to be the new south of France. Who knows? I saw a lot of that in Kent. I've seen a few in Berkshire and Hampshire, but yeah, Essex, why not? They grow a lot of greengrocery produce around this part. So that must be pretty good. Climate and all. Yeah, I can hear whispering of a road over there. I think I might trudge along that shortly for a little way. Once we get past this river creek thing. And it's back round there. We join this south side of this creek where we can. And then follow the main River Colne, then a big loop all the way back round to Brightlingsea. So it's probably about 2 hours away now, probably, minus stoppage time. That's good. I'm expecting a kind of 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock finish. And then, yeah, poodle on back to the hotel, have a shower, and mooch around on the seafront at Walton for a bit. Get something to eat, and then have an early night. And then do it all again tomorrow. Brightlingsea to Clacton tomorrow. Yeah, no, I think this plan might work so far. The feet are fine so far, no more so than the usual single day's worth of hiking. We'll see when we get to day 4 or so, but so far so good. I'm hoping the reduced weight will make a difference. Hmm. 10 times zoom. A stick. It's actually a bird, I think it's a bird, yeah. Pointy beak, some sort of stork or heron. It's about as close of a zoom as I can get to it, fortunately. By the time I get anywhere near it, it'll be gone. Keep the leaves out of shot. Roadrunner, clearly. Yeah, now we get a bit of this. Still, mustn't complain, there is a footpath for some of it. Busy, dangerous road with no footpath through there. The sort of come to dread, which is why they put a cycle lane here. Oh, you know, combined footpath cycle lane. So much more civilised. It's got a shady canopy. I'm not going to die if I try and use it. It's lovely. It's the kind of forethought I expect to see everywhere. Main route from, I don't know, Ivanhoe to Brightlingsea by bicycle, perhaps. Very tourist aware, I like it. It's quite a touristy part of the world, this actually. Not the estuaries and river creeks and stuff, but I mean, this week we're going to see not one but 2 piers, so that'll be exciting. Both Clacton and Walton on the Nose have their own piers. I think Harwich might have one as well, but that might be more of a utilitarian kind of thing. Yeah. Looking forward to that. Mind you, I'm quite surprised one of these hills have been hiding. I thought this was all flatlands. Oh well. Get to the top and have a bit of a sit maybe. It's all good. Quite keen. Church open. Turnstile. Impressive building there. Norman? I have no idea. Viking raid target clearly. So I'm missing a lot of context from all of these areas around here, the sights and sounds of these areas, because I've not played Assassin's Creed Valhalla yet. I'm stuck halfway between Unity and Syndicate. Let's get on with those at some point. Oh. Right, so I think I have to cut down one of these side lanes somewhere. End up going past a bunch of quarries, and then I can cut back onto the bank of the main river. I have to check my map. Unusual butterfly. Red and black. Fantastic. Try and get a bit closer, but it might scare it away. No, we've lost it. Some sort of doom butterfly. Again, one has to question the wisdom of bright red camouflage, but sure knows what it's doing. Yeah, so this is like a link road for a couple of quarries, but it goes off to a byway, bridle way or whatever, back to that ford the other side of. Bit fiddly around here, but once we get to there, path should be a good clean seawall sweep all the way back to Brightlingsea without any problems or trouble. So that'll be good. And let's see if that's actually what happens. Bunch of quarries around here. Already seen a danger quicksand sign, and I was so tempted, because I haven't done anything to gamble with my life this trip so far, so who knows. Here we are on the other side of the ford. Use the air quotes advisedly. I mean, it looks like there's something, I don't know, there's tyre tracks there. They don't go very far in though. A lot of them just sort of turn around and come back. Yeah, you can see the sort of ramp on the other side in the middle of the shot there between the two boats, but I don't know, it's still very high tide at the moment, but unless there's some sort of concrete or stone underpinning there, I got a feeling that's still going to be thigh deep in mud even at low tide. Maybe a horse and a very high wheelbase wagon could get through there perhaps, but I don't know. Anyway, not my problem. We're back on track, we're back on the coast path, sort of, and it's still a river on a river, but you know, I have high hopes of seeing the sea today. In fact, I think we can see the sea from Brightlingsea. Maybe that's why it's called Brightlingsea. I like the name Brightlingsea, it's quite a cheery name. I think I might name my first child Brightlingsea if I ever reproduce, spawn, progeny, etc. That's what we're looking at there, so that's all still, oh god, I can't remember what it's called now, but that was like a nature reserve on the end. It's all around Fingering Hoe sort of way, around the back. I think to the left somewhat is the military area. And I think that bluish line of trees in the very back is Mersea Island, the back of there. So basically we need to head down that path here, just back to the earthwork top again. And I think if we just follow it in a big long sweeping arc all the way around and past those trees, about 3 miles or so, good head down trudge, and we'll arrive at Brightlingsea Promenade, which is all on this same curve of land. No more quirky rivers or creeks between here and there. What am I looking at? It's 10 to 4, I think. Yeah, another hour of trudging will see me at the car probably, if it's still there. Let's do it. Woof. Yeah, feels like we're joining the river proper. The salt marsh has sort of withdrawn back to the bank. Near the splashing of waves. Mostly caused by that speedboat and a couple of jet skis earlier. Some of it's real there. Big sofa there. Don't know what it is. Blocks, some kind of old fortification or jetty or something. Outflow maybe. Oh, I think I could sort of see the buildings of Brightlingsea in the distance. That's okay, just follow this round really. You can see country park on the end of Mersey there. We'll get a better view of that as we get nearer. And look at this countryside, lovely. Of course, there is a reason I don't tend to pick this week of the year to go hiking normally. Grass pollen is off the chart at the moment, which is the one I'm particularly allergic to. But I've taken tablets, they seem to be holding fairly well. Quite effective. So yeah, antihistamines and things. Well, then that'll slow me down. Let's get on with it. But yes, it's back to this stuff again. Ill-frequented, but not as bad as some I've been on anyway. And I've seen two people go on through ahead of me not so long ago, so they've probably scared all the snakes away, so it's all good. Bench of the dead. Let's get a little bit of bench time and let those two get some distance. Oh, no bad. Just a bench. No inscription, no insignia, no shrine, no tomb, no guilt. Just a bench and a nice view and a nice breeze. Bunch of teenagers sat over the other side of that gate on the pathway there. Got a stereo, bit of Morrissey blasting out. The things you see in the strangest places. Right. Yes, good. So that's definitely Brightlingsea up there in the park and stuff. 20 minutes away probably. Yeah, I want to let these two shamblers, shambling, that's cruel, amblers, ramblers, and many other words like. Let them get clear anyway. So I won't come up behind them like a determined steam train. Going well so far today, clouding over a bit, well certainly inland anyway. The sea seems to be keeping the clouds at bay. It's a phenomenon I've often noticed but rarely understood. Land-sea interface, thermals, etc. Yeah, cooling, don't they? A bit more water and then back to that little promenade park. Got my car there. I'll keep going to get to the ferry and then double back, I think. See where the Point Clear ferry, which is beyond, and then round the corner is Clacton. That's Mersey still over there. Big old island guard. There's a dull old trudge along the back. Long way. Good. Oh, that's definitely another candidate photograph. I'm collecting photographs of long straight paths that lead onto the horizon. And I'll do something with them one day, after years and years of collecting these photos. Exhibition of some sort. Just find the whole vanishing point. Hang on, let me just go sideways. This is probably going to confuse you a bit if you're watching on YouTube. But I get a photo that looks like that, you see, if you turn your head. Basically the vanishing point of the path straight in the centre on the top 2/3 up line, and then keep it standard, yeah. If I keep them all in a similar proportion and aspect ratio, then they'll all look quite similar, but you take them from many different places around the country, many different paths, and so on. That's the idea anyway. It's a bit pretentious, but you know, you've got to have a hobby while you're doing your hobbies. It's a hobby within a hobby. Alright, anyway, I'm just going to have a swig, give them another 10 minutes or so, and then hoof it onto the final straight. What is it anyway? It's 4:30. Yeah, that's about right. That's about what I thought. Can even see some of the coloured beach huts from here that I think I parked near. Yeah, that's pretty much bang on. Good. Alright, speak to you again soon. Oh. Yeah, let's come off of there. And here we are. Beach huts ahoy again. Civilization. Civilization at the sea, that's a beach hut. It's quite an unusual design there. Some sort of Martello tower, I don't know. No light in the top, can't see anybody in the top. It's not an NCR Coastwatch thing, it looks historic. Some sort of day mark. It's probably a sign, I'll go and have a look. Yeah, I just need to meander along here then. My car should be the other side of these beach huts on a road there somewhere. I'm going to keep going until we get to the ferry. There's a ferry there that connects across to Point Clear on the far side, and also sometimes over there as well, which is the country park on the end of Mersey. So yeah, that's the Colne then, the River Colne. We've basically done with that nonsense, although there's still a bit more fiddly nonsense to do before we go around the corner at the very end. Yeah, but finally I think we'll be starting to look at a new horizon. I mean, I've pretty much walked all of that, up from the bit right in the middle, which is a military firing range. But yeah, that's, I don't know, you might even go to see Tollsbury from here, the other side of Mersey, if you squint. It gets a bit depressing sometimes, these rivers. Spend weeks and weeks and weeks and still on the same landscape. So anyway, I reckon I can probably find an ice cream somewhere. There was a blue flag, I don't even know what that means anymore, but you're still going to catch me going in there. You hear too many stories. Plus it's full of brine, you know, that's bad for you, man. Bateman's Tower, built 1880. Grade 2 listed building. Starting with yacht races. Okay. Right, it's a Colne Yacht Club's private folly. Still looks cool, I like it. Yeah, I think that's Point Clear over there. It's not today. Okay, nearly done then. Yeah, good. Just poke my head through and see my car. I just started to park in the proper car park, but I don't trust parking apps. So yeah, that's Point Clear over there. That's an actual Martello Tower, there we go. That's World War II coastal defence fortress thing. But that's all tomorrow, so we just need to get to the end of the hill. See where this ends up. Some sort of ferry jetty passenger slipway thing. Allows people to cross to over there. It's a bit over there as well sometimes. Good. We got a functioning Lido. People in there and everything. Most ones of these here are in a shocking state of abandonment and disrepair, full of gravel usually. Well done. The marinery bit. Very familiar look. Pavement Cafe. Fancy birds. Lovely. What am I looking for then? Probably just up ahead. Some sort of ferry dock jetty thing. Let's see. It's close enough. I mean, they got a thing with a clock in it over there. That's got to be some sort of significance, a village square thing. That's quite cool. Another sailing club. Yeah, I think this must be where any ferry runs from, or that one over there. Either way, it doesn't matter, I'm not taking it. Just not allowed, no. Thanks, King Charles. The King says I've got to go inland and not use any ferries. So yes, here we are, Brightlingsea. Done with another nonsense river. Another small nonsense river to deal with tomorrow, but then after that down there around the corner and under the North Sea. Brilliant. So join me, well, for tomorrow in fact from my perspective, but from whenever John publishes these, mid-September sometime I imagine. Yeah, speak to you again soon.